A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, and dear guests. Welcome to meeting number 22 of the Gabbys Online Advanced Toastmasters Club. Welcome to another very interesting, enriching, engaging meeting full of learnings, speeches, double evaluations, and the round robin table topic segment. I am Toastmaster Priya Singh, your Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. Before we commence the meeting, let me run you through some important guidelines which are essential to help us enjoy a smooth and productive meeting. Our meeting is for approximately 2 hours. Entire duration of the meeting to get maximum benefit and experience from it. Kindly ensure your cameras are on and audio is off throughout the meeting unless you need to speak or are called upon to speak during the meeting. While at Toastmasters International, there are no restrictions on expressing views on sensitive topics such as sex, religion, and politics. Here at the Gabbys, we request all participants and guests to be mindful and refrain from any controversial views on these sensitive topics. At the Gabbys, we stand by our club mission, which is to create a supportive and positive learning space where members are able to build communication and leadership skills, thereby enhancing their confidence and personal growth. So today's theme is very interesting. In fact, it is a theme which reminds us why we are here as part of the Toastmasters fraternity, to craft a small poem based on this theme. By bit. Let growth be steady. Keep working on it. I aim to be your best and soar in the sky. Chisel a habit. Polish a trait. Keep progressing. It's never too late. Craft with love, patience, joy, curiosity, and become the best version of your personality. With that, I would like to now welcome the presiding officer for today's evening. She's a certified image consultant. She's deeply passionate about their stories and empowering beyond her professional activities which help her stay grounded in her busy life. So let's put our hands together to welcome our presiding officer, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal. Over to you, ma'am.
Let's hear it for our Madam SA, the Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Priya, for that beautiful start. Though we had some connection issues there happening, but yes, thank you so much, Toastmaster Priya, for starting the meeting just in time as per the Gabbys tradition. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests in the room. I, as presiding officer for today's meeting, hereby declare Gabbys Online Advanced Toastmasters meeting number 22 open. So it's my privilege to welcome all the Toastmasters in today's meeting, and we are delighted you all are here, and I could see some guests also coming up with us. Toastmaster like Varnali Devanath, are you a guest or a visiting Toastmaster?
Hi, Renu. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm visiting as a guest.
Okay. Welcome to the meeting. Can you give us a quick introduction about yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Barnari Devnath. I belong to a very small city of MP, that is Jabalpur. And recently, as in 3.5 years back, I shifted to Bangalore and I
Okay.
take up a job in IIM Bangalore. So I'm taking care of the custom programs in IIM Bangalore and joining this group, though I'm still exploring.
Mhm.
Joining this group, the basic purpose, what I'm looking for expression. So I want to express myself because somehow I feel my life is no more challenging. What I was doing in my hometown, here the challenges are very less. So there is no scope, there is no place of expressing myself. So this is
Right.
possibly one of my foremost motto of joining Toastmasters.
Glad to know that. I want you to stay back for the entire duration, and we would like to hear more about your feedback, how you liked our meeting, how did you like your opportunities of self-expressions that will come your way during the meeting.
Sure.
Thank you. And just for the benefit of guests who are here and the others who will be listening over to the recording later, let me share a little about what this Toastmaster communities is. The Toastmasters, it began in the year 1924 when Dr. Ralph S. C. Smedley started the first club in Santa Ana, California. From that single club, it has grown over 100 years into a global community. Now we are a community of 14,000 clubs across 148 countries, and they all are united by one single mission, and that is empowering people to become confident communicators and leaders. So I urge each one of you to stay for the entire duration. So before we dive into the proceedings of the meetings, I would like to begin by welcoming one of our newest member, Toastmaster Chaitra Lakshmi Narayan. I could see her in the meeting. Toastmaster Chaitra, can we have a big round of applause for her? Toastmaster Chaitra, would you like to share a word about how you're liking it in Gabbys?
Hi, everybody. Good evening. I am definitely liking in, which is why I've taken the next step forward to be a part of the Gabbys as a member. The time that is invested in here is much more valuable, is what I've felt over a period of time. And what I've understood is more than a public speaking platform, this has added more value and the amount of time that is getting invested in the amount of craftsmanship that is getting involved in uh, to hone each one's skill sets.
Right.
So that is something that I really loved, and I'm also looking forward to learn a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are also looking forward to learn from your experiences as well. So I also have a very important announcement for our club members. The dates for our club level contests have been finalized. So everyone, please note that the evaluation contest is going to happen on 10th February 2026. The club level evaluation contest will happen on 10th February 2026, while the international speech contest, it is due for 17th February 2026. So both the contests will be hosted here in Gabby's online advanced Toastmaster Club meetings online on Tuesdays. So let's prepare, participate wholeheartedly, and mark those February dates and make these contests a memorable one for each one of us. So I would next wanted to invite our Toastmaster of the day, but due to some medical emergency, Toastmaster Rahul Swami will not be joining us. And for on his behalf today, Toastmaster Uttara will give us a quick introduction about the theme of the meeting. Toastmaster Uttara,
Good
and let me,
evening.
yeah, Toastmaster Uttara, just give me a minute. I'll want to read
Sure,
your introduction.
sure.
So Toastmaster Uttara, she's born in Navi Mumbai, and now she's based out of Bangalore. Uttara is a learning and development professional, and she comes with a 25 years experience in sales, training, learning strategy, and as well as leadership facilitation. She's a proud parent to Sultan. Who is Sultan? Her black Labrador. She's also a motorcyclist. Wow. She loves connecting with people and canines, known for her resilience, honesty, and expressiveness. She maintains a strong progressive outlook. I would agree to that. Currently, Toastmaster Uttara leads learning and knowledge for IBM's Business Operation Services line. Over to you, Toastmaster Uttara.
Thank you, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal. It is a pleasure to take on a role that I've never played before, and I'm hoping I can do justice to the role of the Toastmaster of the day. A part of my role is also to share with everyone the theme for the day, which is crafting your personality. And I need a cue whether I can start with questions around the theme right now, or do you want me to? Okay. All right. So, based on the theme, here is a question for all of you. If you were to pick one ingredient to add to your personality, like you're crafting a magic potion, what would it be? For example, a dash of daring, a spoonful of patience, or an ounce of silence. What is the one word or one ingredient or one utensil or one object from the kitchen that you will pick to add to your personality today? Yes, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal.
A dash of daring, I would say.
Wow, that's
I like to
awesome.
play. Yeah, I would like to play safe always. So I'm always being in my comfort zone. So a dash of daring would work for me best.
Awesome. So, which means that you're willing to move out of your comfort zone and be that daring Sherni that we would like to see you as. Awesome, great, fantastic. Who else would like to take a jab at this? Anyone? Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Priya Singh.
Toastmaster
Sure.
Chitrangna has raised her hand.
Okay, yeah, sorry, Toastmaster Chitrangana, go ahead.
Yeah. So, I would like to slow down the burner, which is
Oh,
preparing that potion. I
okay.
think, um, I think, when I'm doing anything, when I'm talking, when I am interacting with people, if I can just take it a bit slowly, I think that is going to add a lot to my personality.
So
I
pacing
realize
your,
that.
so
Yes,
pacing yourself while you are interacting with people
absolutely.
will help you
Yeah,
stand out. Thank you so
yeah,
much for that, Toastmaster Chitrangana.
yeah.
Yes, Toastmaster General Evaluator Ashwini.
Great. Yeah. I really want to fit in like a water. This is something that I've been trying and is working like wonder for me. So I think fit in because everyone comes with their own experiences. You can't expect I have considerations about anyone. Fit in and see if you really belong there. If you belong there, fit, be there. If not, move out. So just like water. Yeah.
Awesome. So essentially, what you're saying is that you want to be malleable enough to fit into circumstances, people's personalities, how they perceive you, how you perceive them. And that is actually something that, I mean, in all of what I have said today, there is also a very unique word in it, which I will speak about in just a bit, not right now, not as part of the current role, but the other role that I will be playing. So thank you for that Toastmaster Ashwini. Toastmaster Chitrangana, you have your hand raised still. Would you like to give it another shot?
No, no, I'll lower it. Yeah.
Okay, all right. We'll take one last. Did I see another hand? Hold on. Yes, Toastmaster Gaurii Aggarwal.
I would like to add a quintil of humor because with this space, I get misunderstood so much. So that is something that I want to add.
And I think humor is a very safe bet to not get misunderstood. That's very smart, I have to say. Thank you for that. All right. Moving on. We will have more such small little engagement bursts as part of the entire meeting today, and I'm looking forward to those interactions as well. But I'm going to hand this back to Presiding Officer Renu Kaushal, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal.
Thank you. So, for the benefit of the guests, I would now like to explain the structure of today's meeting. So, in a regular Gabbys online Toastmaster meeting, we follow a structured format. We have divided the meeting into 3 key sections. First being the prepared speeches. So, here each member delivers speeches based on their chosen pathways around their projects. Followed by this will be a round robin table topics, where everyone will get a chance to speak, get a voice, and a chance to shine on the same topic. The final section of today's meeting will be the evaluation section, where we will receive constructive feedback that help us grow as communicators. The feedback will include everything right from the beginning of the meeting till the end of the meeting. So the entire today's meeting is being closely observed and monitored by the journal evaluator, who will later present a comprehensive review of the proceeding. So the journal evaluator for today is Toastmaster Ashwini. Let me introduce you to her. She's working as a manager for corporate partnerships at Impact Group. She expertly blends strategy and creativity to drive meaningful impact. Outside of work, Ashwini is a passionate chess enthusiast. She loves immersing herself in thought-provoking podcasts. And she has joined Toastmaster to refine her communication skills and connect with inspiring individuals like all of us. Thank you. It's over to you, Toastmaster Ashwini. Please walk us through your role today.
Great. Thank you so much, our presiding officer, Renu Kaushal. So, yeah, good evening, all of you. How are we doing all? Great, amazing. So, as a general evaluator for today, I'll be evaluating the entire meeting, starting from the SAAs to the end of the meeting. So, to do this job, I have a TEL team. With the interest of time, let me quickly introduce my TEL team. As a timer, we have Shreyanshi Joshi taking up the role. Quick introduction about her. Shreyanshi is doing BSc nursing and is also working as a volunteer. And she has joined Gabbys to improve her English and communication skills and to gain more confidence while speaking in public. Shreyanshi, please help us with the role of the timer and kindly let us know how it looks for us. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Shreyanshi and I am serving as your timer for today's meeting. Learning to manage time builds discipline and punctuality, which are signs of respect for time and for others. My role is to help speakers stay within their time limits. To do this, I will display the color signals. So, for the prepared speeches, the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. At the end of 5 minutes, the green card will appear and yellow at 6. Red at the end of 7 minutes. At the end of 5 minutes, so there is a grace time of 30 seconds to wrap up the speeches. For a round robin or table topics, the time is of 1 minute. And I will show the red card. And after that, speaker will be muted. For evaluations, green at 2, yellow at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red at 3 minutes. For both prepared speech session and evaluation, a grace period of 30 seconds will be there. At the end of the meeting, I will present the timing report. Thank you and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Timer, for bringing those beautiful cards, and they are very well curated, as we can see, starting from blue to red, and how the sculpture gets created, and that's where we all come into Toastmasters to create a better version of all of us, right? With that, I'll move on to our next role taker. We have a language evaluator. We have Toastmaster Uttara Sharma taking up the role. Since Uttara is already introduced in the meeting, I will directly hand over to you, Toastmaster Uttara, to explain your role.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Ashwini. Hello, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a language evaluator, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I will also make note of unnecessary words and sounds used by all speakers and role players of today's meeting. This report would focus on 5 major areas. Filler words such as inappropriate interjections, for instance, and, well, but, so, you know. The use of crutch words similar to basically, actually, this thing, etc. Repetitive phrases or words in the form of I, or this means, this means. Unintentional long or short pauses made by speakers. Any misuse of the English language. Any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. And as the language evaluator, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. If you remember some time back, I used a word and I said, I'm gonna, in the entire mix, there is a word I have used, which I will use somewhere else. And the word of the day for today is malleable. It is an adjective. The definition of malleable is easily influenced, capable of being extended or shaped by pressure like metal. An example sentence with the use of the word malleable is, the beauty of a personality is that it remains malleable, allowing us to adapt and improve throughout our lives. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day, and I'm going to post the word of the day, its meaning and examples in the chat for everyone's reference. I will be giving a word of the day report and language usage report when called upon during the meeting. Thank you. Thank you very much. Back to you, Ashwini.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Uttara, for detailingly explaining the role of a language evaluator. And yeah, I request all of you to kindly use the word of the day. So with that, we'll move on to our next role taker. We have a listener as the next role taker, and we have Toastmaster Ayesha taking the role. A quick introduction about Ayesha. Ayesha is a data analyst and robotics trainer who blends data insights with hands-on STEM education to create smart and practical learning experiences. Over to you, Ayesha, to introduce the role of a listener.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and the guest. I'm the listener of the day. I will be listening closely to everything said during the meeting and will draft short questions to test our listening skill at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Great. Thanks for the crisp introduction, Toastmaster Ayesha. With that, we come to the end of the introduction of our general evaluation team. With that, I'll hand over the stage back to, should I give it to the TMOD?
Yeah, to me. I'll take that.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll
Thank
hand
you.
over the stage back to Toastmaster Renu to carry forward the meeting. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, General Evaluator, for that introduction of your role takers. And we will look forward to how we did towards the end of our meeting. Now it's time to move to the next exciting segment of our meeting, which is being the prepared speeches. Today we have 2 dynamic speeches lined up for you. So each speaker today has shaped their message with a purpose and some passion. So reminding us how malleable our ideas become when we work on them through the pathways. So sit back, listen closely, and get ready to be inspired. So for the first speaker for today's meeting is Toastmaster Pratibho. Yes, thank you for spotlighting him. Toastmaster Pratibho is Toastmaster Pratibho is today delivering his project 2 of level 1. The project purpose is writing a speech with purpose. His objective is for member to learn basic methods of writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. The speech duration for today for Pratibho's speech is 5 to 7 minutes. And the evaluators for Toastmaster Pratibho is Toastmaster Gaurii Aggarwal and Toastmaster Archana Prajapati. Are the both evaluators available in the room? Please confirm your presence.
Yes.
I'm there.
Thank you. Thank you. So Toastmaster Pratibho, the power of staying calm. The power of staying calm, Toastmaster Pratibho.
So let me take you back way down the memory lane, back to 2007 in Johannesburg, South Africa. The first T20 World Cup final, India versus Pakistan. The final over. 13 runs needed out of 6 balls. The nation on its feet. Harbhajan had a few overs left, but instead Dhoni decided to give it to a not a very famously known bowler, Joginder Sharma. The first 2 balls go in a wide and a dot ball. And then Joginder Sharma, since he was a little bit inexperienced, he was unable to contain the pressure of that moment. And he delivered a full toss. And Misbah-ul Haq, on the batsman on the other side, took full advantage of it and drove it into the pavilion with a humongous 6. Suddenly, the equation changed. It was now 6 balls. It was 6 runs out of 4 balls. Now this could have gone either way because Pakistan had only 1 wicket. The nation is panicking, the audience is at the edge of their seats, but yet at the center of the field, there is one man who is unfazed by everything. Mahendra Singh Dhoni. He looks expressionless at this point. He only pays attention to what is going on in the field and executes his function. So what does he do? He goes to Joginder, calms him down, adjusts the position of the field, and then asks him to bowl again. And then we all know what happened. Joginder bowled a wide off cutter, and Misbah-ul Haq, out of a moment of desperation, tried to scoop the ball over to fine leg. And we all know what happened. Srishant was there and he took the catch, and India were world champions. That moment is remembered for the sheer amount of adrenaline it brought to the audience, to the players, and everyone in the world of cricket. But ironically, it was not the adrenaline that caused us the victory. It was Dhoni's calmness and demeanor that actually led to our victory. This Toastmasters and guests is the power of staying calm. This calmness of Dhoni wasn't decorative; it was instrumental. See, in a tense situation in a match, everyone relies on the captain. When the leader is steady, the team breathes. When the leader is composed, fielders do not rush. The bowler remains steady, and somehow the pressure shifts to the opposition side. I want to talk about this power, this strange power of being calm. See, when we are in pressure twists judgment. It speeds up the mind exactly when we need it to slow down. Pressure makes the moment louder. See, Misbah-ul Haq was a brilliant player. Yet, under extreme pressure situations, took a relatively bad decision to make that scoop, which ultimately resulted in his wicket. Pakistan got pulled into desperation. That's why they lost in that critical moment. In our own life, our last overs don't come with stadium floodlights or the audience cheering to us in unison. They come quietly, like a night before an exam or an interview or a difficult conversation. Panic makes the world shrink, but calmness gives the moment space. And this space is where we find the clarity to make the correct decision. Now, as we talk about Dhoni, some people do remark that Dhoni almost appears emotionless on the field. But is that true? Not really. We can vouch for that fact that no one cares more for cricket than Dhoni himself. But what Dhoni does is that he doesn't let his emotion affect the outcome. He chooses to keep a tiny gap between feeling and action, and this is where the best decisions of our life really live. Now, you may say that you talk about calmness like this is some kind of mythic quality, like the biggest cricketers in the world, the biggest CEOs in the world, only they have this kind of calmness. So, what does that have to do with me? Can I be that calm one day? Well, you can be, but there are a few caveats. See, calmness is built in small, invisible moments. We can't expect to become indifferent, unbothered in a chaotic situation out of anywhere. It takes small amount of adversity compounded over a long period of time in order to achieve that Dhoni level zen. It's built when plans fall apart, when someone is testing your patience, when you're stuck waiting. These small moments are training sessions. There is no applause, there is no spotlight, but they're preparing you for the days where the actual adversity will hit and the situation will get real. Dhoni's 2007 composure wasn't just luck, it was practice built over decades of things that nobody saw. In my conclusion, I would like to say that this 2007 final wasn't just a cricket match. It was a lesson in how mindset shapes moments. It proved that strength isn't always loud. Strength is presence. We will all face chaos. We will all face pressure. We will always face a decision where where the moment always seems bigger than us. But in that moment, we need to understand that calm is power. If Dhoni could stay composed under the weight of a million expectations, then we can surely stay composed under the weight of our own challenges. Because when the biggest moments of our lives hit us, luck, skill will definitely matter. But mostly, what will matter the most is the ability to stay calm. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pratibho. Well, the more malleable our mindset becomes, the easier it is to stay calm in tough situations. That is what I could make out from your speech. Thank you.
Toastmaster, just a question. Did my video freeze during the time I was giving the speech?
Yes, it did. It did. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay, now going forward to the next speaker of today's meeting. The next speaker for today's meeting is Toastmaster Sunil Gupta. Toastmaster Sunil Gupta is a very enthusiastic person. We all would agree to that. He loves to learn new things, to evolve himself. He has an ardent passion for playing cricket and as well as speaking in English. He is a strong believer in simplicity, integrity, and hard work. And he has joined Toastmaster to develop speaking in English as well as excelling in his communication skills. In addition, he also prefers to build good and strong relationships to enhance his human assets. So Toastmaster Sunil today is going to deliver starting his second pathway, engaging humor, and today being his icebreaker speech, the level 1, project 1 speech. So the project objective is for member to introduce himself to the club and to learn the basic structure of a public speech. Timer, please note, his speech duration is 4 to 6 minutes. Toastmaster Sunil will be evaluated by Toastmaster Ritu George and Toastmaster Priya Singh. Toastmaster Ritu, are you available in the room?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you. Toastmaster Priya, are you there? Right. Thank you. Yes, Toastmaster Sunil will be. Okay, yes. Toastmaster Sunil, black and white. Black and white, Toastmaster Sunil.
Baba Baba Black Sheep, have you any wool? This was the bitter theme music of my school days. My friends would sing it to tease me for my dark color. Yes, I'm dark, almost black. Now you are noticing a slight fade on my dark skin. It is just because of technology and the white light in the room. Thank you, Zoom. Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. You must have experienced that if you are surrounded by fair-skinned friends, you become darker, at times even black. Unfortunately, in this way, I have always been black. I often wish to be fair-skinned. As a teenager, my desire for fairness was uncontrollable. I would rub the famous branded soap Lifebuoy so vigorously it felt like my skin was peeling off. I tried every home remedy my friend and I could discover: raw milk, turmeric, wheat flour, multani mitti, fuller's earth, and so on. But they all lost the battle to my skin's stubborn will to remain dark. Then one day came a new member to my family, a black and white TV. Now I think you can assume what I like the most on the TV. केवल 7 दिनों में अपनी त्वचा को गोरा और निखरा बनाए. Make your skin fairer and brighter just in 7 days. Fair and Lovely cream. This advertisement brainwashed me so much that one day I hatched a genius plan. I asked my father for some money to buy a notebook and bought a tube of Fair and Lovely cream. 7 days later, the sheep was still black. Seeing no change in my beauty, but having full trust on beautiful Juhi Chawla in the ad, I collected 10 fake notebooks. One by one. Still, my skin was the winner. Then one Monday, on the advice of my fair-skinned friends, I observed a complete fast and prayed to God. Hey God, if you think I'm an honest boy, please make me fair like my friends. Honest? No worry. He didn't see me buying those fake notebooks. Wow! He listened to me. Within a few days, my skin started changing its colors. at a point on my left leg. I was so happy. I was over the moon. I showed it to my parents. What? It's not hair color. It's vitiligo or skin disease. Hey God, I ask you for just a bit fairness, not such milky whiteness. Please, let me go back to my dark complexion. I would always be happy with that. Please. People don't believe me, but God does. I'm really an honest person. A skin doctor prescribed me a treatment involving a medicine and an hour-long sun exposure every other day. The treatment controlled the disease, but with a side effect, turning my skin much darker, almost black. Then, since it's an incurable disease, I've been combating it and dealing with this black and white display for the past 35 years. Ladies and gentlemen, and dear Toastmasters, as I mentioned, my dark skin caused me years of stress and suffocation. You will be surprised. Our Toastmasters family rescued me from this self-doubt. In a panel discussion on the topic unseen labor at the Gabbys on 8th of March 2025, a female panelist casually revealed women's favorite color is black. Oh my God! I'm wearing the favorite color of half the population. I'm not dark. I'm stylish. I'm handsome. Friends, as you saw, it took me almost half my life to realize my dark my dark skin is also desirable. It can be learned from my story that definitely you don't have everything, but still you have something that is precious, valuable, important, desirable. Therefore, instead of regretting on what you don't have, always be grateful for what you have. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sunil Gupta. I'm glad you didn't fall for the fair and lovely dream. Rather, the real makeover happened for you, the makeover of the malleable mind. Thank you so much. Now let me hand over the stage to Toastmaster Uttara for another interactive session.
Hey, thank you. Thank you to both the prepared speakers. It was fantastic to hear you speak. I must say that it was so engaging that I almost forgot to do the language evaluation, but worry not. I have been able to do the language evaluation as well. Now, coming back to my other role, which is the engagement part of the Toastmaster of the Day, this activity is called My Superlative. In a few words, finish the sentence in the chat. I'm going to write a sentence in the chat. I hope others perceive my personality as the most dash. It could be most supportive, most innovative, most laugh out loud funny, most malleable. I'm going to paste the sentence on chat for your reference. On chat, add a superlative. I hope others perceive my personality as the most dash. I hope others perceive my personality as the most engaging. All right. General Evaluator is saying approachable. And we have our prepared speaker, Pratibho Karmakar, saying most confident. Presiding officer Toastmaster Renu Kaushal says most empathetic. Fantastic. And you are most empathetic. I can vouch for that. Toastmaster Chitrangana says most resourceful. Well, I'm going to come running to you for anything that I need because you are the most resourceful then. Toastmaster Archana Prajapati says most elegant. I'm sure we'll all vouch for that too. Toastmaster listener Ayesha Siddiqha, attitude, most attitude. Can you convert it into an adjective? Toastmaster Michael Joshua says unpredictable. Now, how unpredictable can unpredictable be? That's a secret, isn't it? All right. Anyone else? Guest Barnali Devnath says most sophisticated. Well, isn't that something that we'd all want to be perceived as? I'm quite jealous that you chose that. All right. So with that, we have a few responses. Is there anyone who'd like to unmute and be bold enough to add a superlative to their personality? I hope others perceive my personality as the most. And you can add more than one superlative for yourself. Be greedy. Come on. Yes. Chaitra Lakshmi Narayan. Go ahead.
Yes, if I would want to add a superlative, I would definitely add the person to be most reliable, most sophisticated, most patient person, and then somebody who is unpredictable too. I would take all of that is written in here, because being the most grab all of it. Don't you want to grab all of it? Be the superstar of your show. Be the
I
superstar
agree.
always.
I
So I would
can.
want to own all of it, to be
I
honest. And of
can.
all, I think most reliable would be the key factor that I would rely on, because after all, everything falls back to that. Everybody wants to be up with a person who is most reliable. So I'd like to be that.
Lovely. And I can give you a flip side of being reliable and trustworthy too. You can become an agony aunt very easily. Think about that. I must say
I
that.
wish not to be.
So I must say that the reason why I have so much of weight on me is because I keep so many secrets of people inside me. And that is the flip side of being trustworthy and reliable. Yeah, but I hear you. I think gather everything and just take it all for yourself. I thank you so much, Toastmaster Chaitra. I did see one more hand go up. Guest Bernali, I think you had your hand up again. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, Toastmaster Uttara. So, if I actually want to define this particular statement, I would like to use, since I'm an Virgoian, so I always stick to elegance, sophistication, attitude, a kind of a dignified personality. So, I always want to have that mask or whatever, it should come out from my personality. So this is how I perceive and I see myself in the mirror.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. I think, wanting to be perceived as dignified and really out there, making a presence is something that we all would wish for. Thank you so much, Barnali. Yes, Toastmaster Michael Joshua.
Okay, the first thing I came up and you mentioned that be bold to and say something. So I want to make some mistakes. That's why I boldly raise my hands.
Okay.
And next thing is I mentioned like most unpredictable. Like so that will make us to have interesting things. Rather than if someone predicts me in such a way, no, they will know it. Next thing he has to do something else. So when we have certain things unpredictable that make us something interesting, okay. So that is what I like to others have to perceive me in that.
Beautiful. What you're trying to say is that when you're unpredictable, people are constantly on their toes, waiting to see what's going to happen next. And I think there's a lot of thrill in that. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Joshua. Yes,
Yes.
Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Priya Singh.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for the opportunity. Well, I'd like to be a supportive and approachable personality, because in this world where there are people who are, fighting a lot of battles and struggles, they need somebody to approach and share their, you know, their bits of their struggle. And someone should be there for such people, to be there for them, to know that there is somebody listening to them and they are not in the struggle alone. So I would like to definitely be that kind of a person.
So, and that's a quality I see you share with presiding officer Toastmaster Renu Kaushal as well. She said she wants to be the most empathetic, and when you're being supportive and approachable, you are just demonstrating a lot of empathy. Thank you so much for extending that to all of us. With that, I'm going to now take a short break from this engaging activity and hand it over back to Toastmaster Renu Kaushal. Renu Kaushal, back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Uttara. Toastmasters, now it's time for our round table topic section. So the round table topic section will be led by our table topic master, who happens to be Toastmaster Michael Joshua. So Toastmaster Michael Joshua is a founder and CEO of Big Josh Cybersecurity. He comes with 14 years of experience in cybersecurity. He has protected businesses in leading roles at Infosys, Wipro, and EY. Now, through his own company, he helps organizations secure their digital assets. He has joined Gabbys to refine his speaking skills, share his journey, and learn from this vibrant community. Thank you, Toastmaster Michael. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Renu, for the warm introduction. And now, friends, it's time. For a special round robin table topic session with a good twist. Here is how it works. We'll have 5 topics, and for each topic, 3 speakers will share their thoughts for 1 minute each. After 1 minute, our Zoom master will mute the speaker to keep us on time. Speakers will either be picked by me or may volunteer in advance before the topic is announced. So get ready for some quick thinking, spontaneous fun, and lots of love. Okay, with that, I move for our first topic. Before that, I want 3 speakers for the topic. So we need 3 volunteers. Okay, 1. Chitrangana, 1, 2. Ashwini, 2. Then 1 more. Okay, Chaitra, 3. Okay. So let me go with our first topic. Zoom moderator, timer, you're ready. You're ready, I think so. Let me. Okay, our first topic is, if you could travel anywhere in the world right now, where would you go and why?
One
Speaker
speaker.
number 1. Chitrangana, first one.
Okay. If I could travel anywhere in the world right now, I guess that place would be Turkey. I am somebody who is always enthralled by interesting cultures which are quite different from the culture I'm already living in. And I find Turkey's culture to be quite amusing. Not just the food, but the people, the way they live, the occupations they go by. everything I find quite interesting. Turkey has been in my bucket list for quite some time now, but due to one reason or the other, somehow the execution could not happen. So that is one place I wish I could be right now as I am talking.
Okay. Thank you, Chitrana. And with that, we move for the next speaker, Ashwini.
The time starts now, right?
Yes, your time starts now. Yeah.
If I could travel anywhere in the world right now, right at this moment, I would be imagining myself standing right in front of the Eiffel Tower. Oh wow, the feeling itself is so amazing. Such a beautiful place, filled with lot of love and wow, such an amazing feeling. I would just sit there on the lawn and just look at the tower and embrace the moment and feel all the love that is in the air and think of all the crushes that I had since my school times and yeah, maybe recall and go back to that nostalgia now, not with pain but with a lot of grace and acceptance about myself. So that's where I would be, and I would love that time being in front of the Eiffel Tower and feel that love in the air. Yeah, over to you.
Thank you, Ashwini. And with that, we move for the third speaker, Chaitara. And your time starts now.
Thank you. If given an opportunity, being a malleable person like I am, I would choose to travel to one of the finest places, one of the unique blend of culture, which is Japan. Believe me, Japan is full of serene traditional experiences. And oh, wait, let me take y'all along with me too, if given an opportunity. And can y'all think of those ancient temples? I would let y'all give you a little fragment of, I would like to tickle your figment of imagination here. Let's all think about the ancient temples, those tea ceremonies that happens there, the cherry blossom festivals that happens there is so beautiful, so vibrant the city looks during that period of time, especially in Tokyo. The fashions and the cuisines, my God, it's mouth-watering, believe me. And apart from that, what
Okay, so with that, fantastic that we have to wrap up our first topic and moving for the next topic, topic number 2. So for this, I want 3 speakers.
Toastmaster Uttara has raised her hand.
Okay, Uttara and Pratibho, and third one. Okay, got it. Thank you. Okay, so the next topic is, what's a wild food combination you secretly enjoy? What is a wild food combination you secretly enjoy? Speaker number 1.
Can I confirm? Did you say wild food combination?
Wild. Okay, I just pasted in the chat.
It's a weird food combination. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, your time starts now.
I'm the first speaker?
Yes.
Okay. Well, when it comes to food, it just has to be me going first. One of the weirdest food combinations that I really enjoy is having peanut butter with jaggery with bakarwadi. Have you tried that? The spiciness in the bakarwadi. Bakarwadi is a savory snack that you get in Pune from Chitle Bandhu. And peanut butter is something that I make at home which has got a sweet, salty aftertaste to it, and I add some seeds into it and I add some jaggery into it. And believe me, I love to have this combination at midnight. For whatever reasons, it just gives me an adrenaline rush. I know I have to be malleable enough to be able to reduce my food cravings at night, but this is a weird combination I love having. Thank you.
Thank you, Uttara. And this next speaker, Pratibho, your time starts now.
Yeah, so when we talk about a weird food combination, I would certainly go with something which is simultaneously spicy and sweet as well. So there is this dish in Bengal which we call is aloo chochori, which is basically a aloo curry of sorts. And with that, I sometimes like to put a rasgulla in it for some reason. And it's I don't know, I like the taste so much, and I kind of had a I kind of had a I was kind of addicted to it when I was small, but like the malleable person I am, I kind of reduced my cravings. So that's from my side.
Okay, thank you, Pratibho. And the next speaker is Barnali.
Yeah,
Your
hi
time
everyone.
starts now. Yeah.
Yes, hi everyone. So the weird food, what I can imagine as currently, is that I always take jaggery syrup with all kind of food. It could be spicy one, it could be non-spicy curry, egg curry. I always, feel that I should take a jaggery syrup with in every bit and every bite. I take jaggery syrup. So even my family people, they also insist me that you should stop sugar, but then I don't know, my craving always goes for jaggery being in my bong, so possibly that I feel it's the weird food combination.
Okay, thank you, Barnali. And fantastic, like which we close our second topic. And now we are moving on to the topic 3. So, and I need 3 speakers for that. Okay, Archana, speaker 1, and Sunil, the second one, and the evaluator. Okay, it's the third one. Okay, let me go with the question. Uh, Describe a moment when you had to make a difficult decision. What was it, and how did you choose? Describe a moment when you had to make a difficult decision. What was it, and how did you choose? I just posed that question in the chat as well. So, with that, speaker 1, Archana.
Difficult moment. There are many difficult moments we face every day, and one such moment is to avoid sugars, especially during festivals and all. So this one decision I have to take every single day to avoid my sweet tooth. And recently I avoided rasmalai, which is my favorite sweet. And one of my cousin, she gave me that on when I visited her home, and I avoided that. That was the toughest decision I have taken so far. I feel so, and every day we have to go through that, and that makes me confident that I can continue my weight loss journey by taking.
Thank you, Archana. And then with that, we move for speaker 2, Sunil. Yes.
What is a difficult decision when two sides or two things are equally important for us? And it happened with me. When I was doing post-graduation, I completed first year of the MSc. then I got my first job in a private company. So that was, very typical, or you can say important situation for me, that whether I should continue my post graduation or should I go to my first job. After lot of discussion, or wrapping my mind to around these situation, I came to the point that money is important and life settling is important. So I chose my first job and leave MSc there. And now after due to that private job, I got a job in PSU. Now I'm living a settled life. So I think my decision was correct. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Sunil. And with that, we move for the third speaker, Priya Singh. Your time starts now.
Being a very malleable person, I pursued my career for nearly 2 decades. Irrespective of which role, which organization, I marched ahead with all determination, crossing all hurdles. And no decision seemed difficult. But for me, the biggest decision, which was very difficult, was when I became a mother, not of one, but 2 children. And then the decision was whether I continue with my job or pursue something else so as to spend more time with my family and primarily my children. So that was the biggest decision, which was very difficult for me. But with God's grace and a supportive husband, I was able to cross this hurdle and take a decision. I decided to go with.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so with that, we wrap up the third topic. Now we want to move for the fourth one. So for these three speakers, any volunteers? Or I can go for the random one. Okay. Let me share the question. Okay, if you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and what you ask them? I pay the question here. If you could have a dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and what would you ask them? So, Pallavi Aggarwal.
Yes.
Okay. So your time starts now for this.
Can you please repeat the topic?
If you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and what would you ask them?
I beg your pardon, please.
If you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and what would you ask them? Seems there is a lag in network connection.
You can
Okay,
take somebody else. You can take two other speakers, please.
Toastmaster Ritu George.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, the topic is, if you could have dinner with any historical figure, who would it be and what would you ask them?
There are plenty of historical figures I'd like to host a dinner for, maybe a grand table. But I think I'll stick to one. My favorite pick would be Mother Teresa, I think. She's an iconic person. She's such an inspiration to many. A lot of times thoughts cross my mind that I want to do something, I want to make a difference in the world, but I don't know where to start. And I don't know, no opportunity is also coming my way. So I want to sit with her and understand what was her journey, where she started from, how she found her path, how did she know this was her calling, and how she was able to give up all the material stuff which we all find so difficult to let go of. While it's immaterial if you look at it in the bigger sense of things, we're so attached to it, emotions, our own emotions. How do you let go and become this bigger person?
Thank you, Ritu. So the next speaker is Bindu Joseph.
Hi, Michael, but I won't be able to put the video. I'm still at work. Is that all
Okay,
right?
fine. No issue, yeah.
Okay. So, Michael, I am not into history, and I would struggle to find out one character which I would love to have dinner with. But anyway, hypothetically, why not Ralph Medley? I would love to have not dinner. I don't believe in having dinner with a person I want to have real good conversation with. I would not want the distraction of food, but maybe over a beverage. Let it be coffee or, I don't know, whatever popular beverage it was at his period and time. What would we discuss about? I would wonder, why not women? Why not women? Toastmasters, at that time, you should have included us right at the beginning. And then maybe I'd get a bit chatty and tell him where his vision has reached now, because he deserves to be proud of what he has achieved. One man's vision has crossed the globe, and it has become an organization that I don't think is going to die in either my time or even your time. So there is a lot of interesting things to talk about.
Okay, so with that, we move for the third speaker. Thank you, Bindu. The third speaker is Gaurii.
I actually resonate with what Toastmaster Bindu said. I'm not a history buff, but I've been thinking about this question, and it would be interesting to probably have a meal with Cleopatra, because I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard that whenever the tailor came to stitch her dresses, they would never fit her correctly. Like the shoulder would be off, sometimes the sleeve would be off. And one day she just looked back and said that why can't you ever make the clothes customized to me in one shot perfectly? And he told her that I'm not making clothes for the present you, I'm making clothes for the future you. So that would have been an interesting conversation. That is something that I was thinking about. But other than that, I'd like to ask her that how did it feel like entering rooms filled with emperors? That would be a good conversation to have. Thank you.
Thank you, Gaurii. So, uh, do we have a time
Yeah,
for
we
one
can
more
take
topic?
one last one. We can take one last.
Okay. So, any three speakers who would try? Chaitra, one more. Who didn't try?
Can we repeat?
Yes, we can.
Oh, super. Then I'll go.
Okay, it's two. And one more. Two are there. One more. Please raise your hands like that. Okay,
Yeah,
that'll be good.
just did that.
Archana, Prajapati. Okay. Fine. So I'll go for the fourth topic. What invention do you think has changed the world most? I put the question here. What invention do you think that has changed the world the most? Speaker one, Chaitara. Your time starts now.
What invention has changed the world? Now that we are in the new normal days, I would say every scientific invention is great. However, think about the vaccines that supported us, is letting us breathe, survive, thanks to those guys who brought that up. I think that was the best invention, is my survival kit, is our survival kit. We have existed and we have been breathing peacefully, living around peacefully. So I would say the basic COVID kit or the vaccines that were invented were the best inventions, because now we have adapted to this new normal and we are able to function fully, move without a mask, talk where people can see my face. I hid my laughter for years together, and that was.
Thank you, Shreya. So with that, we move for the speaker two, Uttara.
The invention that I think has changed the world the most is the smartphone. On one hand, it allows us to stay connected. And on the other hand, we are seeing cases of many, many young people contracting issues like spondylosis and spondylitis because of their posture, because they're looking at their phones like this. While on one hand, everything is available on the smartphone on a fingertip, it is taking away creativity. It is taking away the ability to think for yourself. So this one invention that came out many, many years back has only evolved and is constantly evolving and is changing the world, is changing the way we live, is changing the way we communicate. It is changing the way in which our children are growing up without having social lives. So that is one invention I feel that has changed the world a lot.
Thank you, Uttara, for your perception. And the third speaker, Archana, your time starts now.
One invention that changed the world entirely is the internet, and it is through internet we are all getting connected to each other, and the world has become so small. The world has become so small that we all can connect, we all can talk to each other while we are at the other corners of the world, and still we are connected here. We are able to share our feelings, we are able to share our thoughts, express our feelings, and everything we have, the knowledge and whatnot. The world has entirely become a small space for all of us, and we are all enjoying and living and sharing our cultures, our cuisines, and our thoughts, expressions, and whatever we have in our.
Okay, thank you, Archana. So I think we almost completed the session. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master. Let's give a big hand of applause to Toastmaster Michael for leading us through such a lively table topic sessions. Now we will proceed directly to the general evaluation section of the meeting. So the general evaluator for today's meeting is Toastmaster Ashwini. I would hand over the virtual stage to her.
Great. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Renu. We'll quickly move on to the general evaluation section. The first segment would be the evaluation of the prepared speeches. We have two evaluators who will be evaluating each speaker, and a catch here is the second evaluator will not repeat whatever the first evaluator has spoken. With that, we'll quickly move on to our evaluation section. Let me introduce the first evaluator who will be evaluating our first speaker, that is Toastmaster Pratibho. We have first evaluator as Gaurii Aggarwal. A quick introduction about Gaurii. Gaurii is a chartered accountant, turned image consultant, and a soft skills trainer. She's helping companies address people management challenges. As a leadership trainer and life coach, she guides transform journeys through her brand, Rebrand. Rebrand Self. Sorry. The brand is called Rebrand Self. She also incorporates tarot as a tool for self-awareness and personal growth. With this, I'll hand over to you, Toastmaster Gaurii, to evaluate our first speaker, Toastmaster Pratibho.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Ashwini. Toastmaster Pratibho, the title of your speech is The Power of Staying Calm. When I heard this title, I had thought that it is going to be a philosophical speech, but not at all. To my surprise, you related it to cricket, and I liked how you started. You know how our mums used to tell us stories in our childhood once upon a time? And that's how you started. Let me take you back to Johannesburg. An excellent start. I want to congratulate you at the beginning by saying that you have completed the purpose of your speech successfully. And for me, the purpose of your speech was inspiring. But it wasn't just inspiring, it was captivating as well as entertaining. Why do I say that? Because when you add a story, and when you add a story which is as big as a religion like cricket in our country, you make your speech credible and relatable to the audience. The second thing that I want to say, there were some very good liners which stuck with me from your speech. The first one being calmness gives us space and clarity. Calmness is built in small, invisible moments. These are small nuggets which the audience can very easily take with them. And my third commendation is that you tied the message all together. The message and the story were not standalone items. You related it by saying that like Dhoni. So you said like Dhoni, and then you gave us a quality that calmness always takes us to success. Now, this is your second speech. And for that, what are the recommendations that I can give you? Now, a structure of a speech has three parts, which is the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. Your introduction was superlative, like I've already mentioned. Coming to the body of your speech, I found you going to and fro. You mentioned about cricket, you mentioned about Dhoni, you went to calmness, you came back to Dhoni. Now, those transitions were not working very smoothly for me. Just so that you remember how to do it in your next speech, there's something called signposting. And signposting helps you transition smoothly. When you use words like firstly or to conclude, let me explore with you the second quality. Using word like this will help you transition into your story smoothly. And the third is the conclusion. How about giving us a solid message? There were multiple smaller chunks, but how about giving us a solid message? So I would recommend when you're writing your speech, start by asking yourself a question that if my audience remembers just one thing, what is it going to be? And then build up the story around this question. But Toastmaster Pratibho, it's just your second speech. You have a knack of writing the content with just a few tricks and tips of exploring the structuring well. You're going to be a great speaker, and I have no doubt. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gaurii, for the detailed evaluation and very insightful inputs for our speaker. With this, a quick intro about how the evaluation is lined up, which I was supposed to ideally read it at the beginning. Nevertheless, I'll just read it out for the information. So this dual evaluation system ensures a more comprehensive and focused evaluation experience. So to make sure that there is clarity and effectiveness in our evaluation. So the first evaluator who will be evaluating the speaker will majorly focus on what was said. Majorly, that will be the content, structure, and the flow. And the second evaluator will be majorly focusing on how it was said. So the second evaluator will highlight the how it was, the observations on voice modulation, the tone, facial expression, and gestures. So with this, I'll quickly move on to the second evaluator for our first speaker. The second evaluator, we have Toastmaster Dr. Archana. Dr. Archana is a consultant anesthetologist. She's an intensivist. Okay, I'm sorry for that. Intensivist and pain physician. Alongside her medical expertise, she brings a love for travel, art, and storytelling. Her passion for communication and personal growth makes her a wonderful addition to our Toastmasters family. So, with this, over to you, Dr. Archana, to evaluate our first speaker, Toastmaster Pratibho.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. Very good evening to everyone. Today, our speaker, Toastmaster Pratibho, shared a profound message with all of us, which is universally needed, that calmness is power. He gave a wonderful and powerful opening to the speech by referring to a tense moment of Indian cricket team, which we all remember and will going to remember forever. The India and Pak first T20 World Cup final, which instantly pulled all the attention of the audience over here. The high pressure moment, which we all have lived, literally. He made us relive those moments and feel that moment with his speech. Wonderful and a perfect setup to show the calmness decides the outcome and not the chaos. Second amazing thing about his speech was the head gestures, which was natural and purposeful throughout his speech. One moment where he showed how the toss was done, like this. He showed his hand gesture like this. That was so apt and natural through in the speech. That was amazing and captivating. Third amazing thing and the commendation part of his speech was body language, which was quite confident, and the facial expression he had in the speech, that was amazing and apt. Now coming to the recommendation part, I would like him to add more of the vocal variety. At times, I felt like it was feeling like a little monotonous. For example, he could have started to describe the tension which was showed in the entire stadium, that the whole audience there held their breath. And he should have taken the sigh of breath along with the audience. That could have showed the tension, the relief, the chaos going on in the minds of the people. Another thing was the use of stage. Since he was sitting, he wasn't able to show his hand gestures and his facial expression. But if he could have delivered that speech in standing posture, he could have used the stage to show a contrast, a visual contrast, where one area he could have used as the chaos and coming forward to the other area to show the calmness and the stillness in the Dhoni's mind, which was going through. So that is a contrast he could have created. And third recommendation would be the energy part. Add if you could have used more energy in the speech, not being louder, but by showing the composer and calmness in his speech, in his voice, he could have showed that energy. So to summarize overall, your opening was commendable, your hand gestures were natural, and with slight more energy, adding richness to your vocal variety and use of stage, you could have made this speech exemplary one. But overall, it was a wonderful speech, and I love listening to it and looking forward for more of such speeches. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dr. Archana. That was a detailed evaluation. So, quick feedback, Dr. Archana. I think you were addressing the audience. So, since we have the speaker here, that we mostly do it when the speaker is not available. So, you can directly address the speaker so that it's more direct, right? And I think this time was again a second constraint, so you may have to cut short on the beginning intro part so you can directly jump into the commendations and recommendations. So that's my input for you, Dr. Archana. So our speaker, Toastmaster Pratibho, what a speech it was. A great a recall of those moments that we all cherished and enriched at that time. And you reminded me that calmness is built in small situations, and it is shown when it is shown, and it takes a lot of effort to build that. And thank you so much, and you have got excellent evaluation, and I hope that will help you. With that, we'll move on to a second evaluation of our second speaker. Let me quickly introduce our third evaluator who will be evaluating our second speaker. We have Toastmaster Ritu, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Sunil on the content aspect. Quick introduction about Toastmaster Ritu. Toastmaster Ritu is an image consultant, personal branding coach. She also teaches grooming and etiquette expert, a passionate yoga teacher, a former hotelier with sales background, and past president of the Toastmasters, Gabbys Toastmasters Club. She believes that a well groomed outer persona coupled with superior interpersonal skills is a winning combination in any field. And I can't agree more on that. With this, over to you, Toastmaster Ritu, to evaluate our second speaker, Toastmaster Sunil.
Thank you, General Evaluator Ashwini. Toastmaster Sunil, a very beautifully articulated speech, indeed. You shared a very sensitive personal challenge you faced for over 30 years. It's no easy feat, and I sincerely applaud your courage on coming forward and sharing this aspect of your life. It's a challenge a lot of people are vulnerable to even today in our country. The color black, or the perceived color of our skin. Anyhow, it could have been a very morose and a very sensitive and a very serious kind of speech. But what I really enjoyed is you brought in humor at various steps and various points. You brought in some aspect which was almost on the verge of us falling into that trap of feeling sympathetic or bad or sorry for you. But you just brought in some humor to bring us right back on the thing that it's not that bad. You've battled it, you're enjoying it, and it's not something you are too attached to at the moment. You brought in a lot of fun examples. You, in fact, started with Blaba, Black Sheep, and one thought, oh, okay, where is this going now? You brought in the aspect of the Zoom lighting, very random content. You just kept bringing in things from here and there, which kept adding up, which kept stitching your speech as well. And eventually you came up with what is the favorite color of women. So it just kept us smiling here and there, even if we were getting serious with your content. So regular intervals, you had us, amused. You were also brave enough to talk about your autoimmune disease, which again is not easy to come out and bare your soul to talk about something like this, and you owned it. So I again acknowledge that and applaud you. In the end, you had a little conclusion saying dark skin is desirable, and one needs to sort of accept and own it. Now, then comes where you can do better. You had talked about the black part of your title. I wanted to see a little more white part of it, which I'm just trying to denote that this is the more positive part of it, let's say, right? Because black, you portrayed it as the negative part. Let's say a little more positive. You said you joined Toastmasters, and that brought a bit of ray of light. And when this lady mentioned black is the favorite color, and you say, yes, I am in the game. Well, that's all good. But what about a little more about your personal journey? Where all have you faced any challenges because of your color? Have you lost out on opportunities in terms of your profession or, in your sports or personal extracurricular activities, co-curricular interests? Just a little bit of, if you could have thrown some light, we would have known you a little more better about your journey. Well, overall, your speech was very, very inspirational, and you do have gift of the gab, and I congratulate you on your icebreaker speech, and good luck to you for your next upcoming speeches. Thank you. Back to you, GE.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ritu, for the evaluation. It was a great evaluation. Just a quick feedback. I think Toastmaster Sunil is attempting his second path, so maybe more of recommendations. I think Sunil also would appreciate. So I guess we had only one recommendation. So maybe you could have had one or two more recommendations. So that's the only feedback. With that, we'll quickly move on to our second evaluator to evaluate our second speaker. We have our Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Priya for generously taking up this role last minute, and thank you, Toastmaster Priya, for doing this. With that, a quick introduction about Toastmaster Priya. Priya is a marketing professional and an academic in business management. She is driven by a deep passion for creative writing and poetry. Our podcast, Soulful Scrolls, along with her book, represents our dedicated pursuit of poetic expression. And she has joined Toastmasters to strengthen her public speaking skills and to become an inspiring, influential voice for others. And you inspire us, all of us, a lot with all your poetic skills. With this, I'll hand it over to you, Toastmaster Priya, to evaluate our second speaker.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator, for that warm introduction. And now my target speaker, Toastmaster Sunil Gupta. Very well done for a beautiful icebreaker speech. What I loved the most in your speech was you created a location. You transported me back into my college days where I think all of us were worried whether we had a wheatish complexion or a white or, this, and, being prettier would mean you are more white and, you have a wonderful look. So it transported me into that time, and you beautifully explained how you moved with that challenge of a dark skin with your hand gestures, with your vocal variety, and your expressions on the face were on point. The voice modulation was there. What I loved were the phrases that you used, like stubborn milk, my skin was peeling off, the rhetorical devices that you added, over the moon. So when you started your speech, I was wondering, black and white, is he going to talk about the past, the yesteryears, and compare it to his present time? But it was such a delight to see how your entire body language complemented your theme and the title of the speech. So kudos to you for doing so much justice. You used props that was also so appropriately added, your black glasses, and the body language was on point. If I may just add my 2 cents here as a recommendation would be that since this is your second pathway, I think you can really work much more. It is not unknown to you, but probably you just need to be reminded of it. That is, use your space more appropriately while you were when coming forward, but the side spaces were not used. So that would make it even more impactful and give the audience, like when you were talking of your earlier years, you could have used the right side of the virtual stage. And then when you went to the later part of your time, when you were narrating a story, you could have gone to the other side. So that would have helped us transition better with you in the story. And secondly, though there was a lot of vocal variety in your voice modulation, I think you could work a little more with your pitch. For example, when you realized that you had that skin disease which had turned your color darker, you could have really got made a very a louder pitch. Say, oh my God, I never in my wildest dreams thought I would have such a dark skin, and then transition into a lower pitch when you have a realization. So that would give a beautiful and a better impact and hook the audience better. So, yes, wonderful speech. Humor comes to you beautifully. You're such a malleable person and you deliver such good speeches. Thank you so much for such an engaging, interesting, and relatable speech. Look forward to seeing you on this engaging humor pathway.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Priya, for that excellent evaluation. I think you had everything covered in your evaluation with the even the voice modulation expression. So that was really beautifully curated. So that's one major learning for me from your evaluation. Overall, thank you. The evaluation was great. With that, our second speaker, Toastmaster Sunil. What can I even say? That was a hilarious speech, Toastmaster Sunil, and we could see all the effort that you have put in curating this speech, and it was just a treat for all of us to watch you perform there. And you are a performer, and thank you once again for delivering this, and more power to you to come up with more such speeches for all of us. Great. With that, we come to the end of the evaluation of our both the speakers, and we'll move on to our tell team. Let me quickly call upon my timer to check up on how we did today in terms of time. Can I please request our Toastmaster Shreyanshi to show us how we did today? Maybe you can present your screen and give us the report. Over to you, Shreyanshi.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Can you see my screen?
Not it.
It is disabled.
Are you able to share the screen?
No, it's like showing host disabled participant.
Can the host please enable the screen sharing? So if not, meanwhile, you can share the report in the chat box, Shreyanshi, and you can read out the timings if there are any disqualifications.
Okay.
And the host will be working on giving you the access to share the screen.
Okay.
It's given, sorry.
Okay, so
Shreyanshi, you can check
share.
now. Yeah, you can check if you're able to share the screen.
now,
Yeah, we are able to see your screen.
oh, so
You can just highlight the disqualifications. That will be more than enough. Yeah.
So the evaluator, Dr. Archana Prajapati, went over time. Others are within limit. So back to you, General Evaluator.
Great. Thank you, Shreyanshi. Please kindly share this report in the chat box. With that, we'll move on to our second role taker, that will be language evaluator. Can I please request our Toastmaster Uttara, who is playing multiple roles in the meeting, and language evaluator as one of the roles. So, can you please tell us how we did in terms of our language?
Yes, thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Ashwini. Today's language evaluation was a fair challenge. There were many filler words that were used, and notably also a lot of noteworthy phrases and quotes. What also stood out today was the use of rhetorical devices, most often used rhetorical questions. The word of the day, which was malleable, was unfortunately not used by a lot of people. I know it must have been a difficult word to use because we don't use that word in day-to-day lives. But here is a quick snapshot. I haven't counted how many yeses we have, but quite a few people have used the word malleable. To come to the prepared speakers, I was blown away by both of the prepared speakers. It was so difficult to stay connected, and it was so difficult to stay attentive because they were going on and on with some amazing words and amazing language being used. But to just give a quick idea, we had Toastmaster Pratibho Karmakar who used many notable phrases. He started his speech by talking about taking us down memory lane, pressure makes judgment louder, usage of the word caveat. I think that's a very rarely used word, and lesson on how mindfulness shapes moments. I must apologize. I don't think I got everything that you spoke. You also had some rhetorical devices that were being used and a lot of similes, which I was struggling to keep pace with and note everything down. There were a few repeated words that were the repeated words and phrases that were spoken. There were a lot of fillers using the word Moving on to our second prepared speaker, Toastmaster Sunil Gupta. What a hilarious speech. Again, there were so many noteworthy phrases, there were so many rhetorical devices, and I did not catch a single word filler. I did not catch a single place where he struggled to find words that he was speaking. Unfortunately, Toastmaster Sunil Gupta also did not use the word of the day. That is the only thing that I felt he should have used. There was so much of scope for him to use that word of the day. With that, this is what my language evaluation is. I'm happy to answer any questions, but there is a lot that we all can read on the Google Sheet here. Having said that, this is something that I have enjoyed doing despite playing multiple roles on today's meeting. This is one of my favorite roles so far. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and back to you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Ashwini.
Great, amazing. Thank you so much, Language Evaluator, for the detailed report. I'm sure it's a very, very difficult role. And I have complained about this role to Renu multiple times that I'll never be able to do this. But yeah, I have a huge respect for people who take up this role. So, with that said, Toastmaster Uttara, maybe if you can give us some insights on how to use less filler words in your next whenever you take up the role, that would be a very insightful suggestion for all of us, so we all struggle with that. Let's move on to our last role taker, that's a listener. Can I request Toastmaster Ayesha to check how we did today in terms of listening? Over to you, Toastmaster Ayesha.
Thank you. Staying malleable and attentive as a listener, I have few questions. From the speech of Pratibho, who motivated Joginder Sharma during the crucial final moment of match?
Mahendra Singh Dhoni.
Yeah, correct answer. Which soap did Sunil use during his teenage years?
Life boy.
Yeah, it's a correct answer. Sunil has addressed one skin disease in his speech. What's the name?
Vitiligo.
Vitiligo. Yeah, correct. Vitiligo. Okay, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Aisha, for taking up the role and for those interesting questions. With that, we come to the end of the TEL report. A quick evaluation of the entire meeting. So I think the meeting started right on time with our Sagittarian arms opening the meeting. So just one suggestion, Toastmaster Priya, is to just have a stable internet. I think you had a lot of good content, just that because of the internet issue, we were not able to face up with you. That's the only suggestion, one suggestion. Otherwise, you are great at what you do. With that, moving on with our presiding officer, our Toastmaster Renu Kaushal, the hero of the entire show, who handled the entire meeting so well. So the opening was great with you inviting the guests and also quickly giving us the announcements. So you did a great job, and you managed the entire meeting really well, even without having a very important role taker, that is TMOD. And last minute, I'm sure it's so difficult to even find role takers, and last minute you could find someone who could engage the entire audience. And sincere thanks to Toastmaster Uttara for taking up that and supporting our Toastmaster Renu. And the entire meeting handled so well. We did not, till now, we have never felt that there is no TMOD. So that's how well the entire meeting is handled. So with that, moving on with our table topic master, you did a great job. I think all the topics were so brilliant that everyone were able to speak. I think that's the whole idea of the table topics also, right? So everyone should feel confident and speak about it. And all the topics were very simple. So I think this is one big learning for me. So whenever we are taking up the topics should be easy to understand, so that it's not a contest, it's a place for all of us to practice, and when we are confident we'll be able to speak whatever with all the confidence, right? So that is one learning from you, table topic master. So with that, the entire meeting was well planned and well executed, so I don't have any other inputs. With this, I'll hand over the stage back to you, Toastmaster Renu, for the polling. Over to you.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, for that evaluation session. And I'm really grateful to the entire TEL team for that thoughtful and constructive evaluation all throughout. So as we near to the end of today's meeting, it is one last time that we would like to bring our team back. And I would take it the virtually stage back to Toastmaster Uttara, if he has something for us.
Well, I'm going to share a defining moment that has shaped the person that I am today, that has made the person that I am today. Academically, I was extremely poor. I had terrible marks in school. In my 10th grade, I actually scored just 58.85%, 12 marks short of being first class. I wanted to take up commerce as a stream of academics because I thought if I take up arts, I would have to study history. Science was out of question. As you can see, my marks didn't support. So commerce it was. But my marks were so terrible that I did not get admission in any of the good junior colleges that I went hunting. And then, while I was hunting for colleges, while I was roaming around the city of Mumbai trying to find the best college, one of my brother's friends reached out to me. She was pursuing arts, and she asked me, "Why is it that you don't want to take up arts?" I said, "Look, I'll have to study history. I can't remember dates to save my life. If I remember my own birthday, that's a big deal." And then she said, Arts is not about history. You can even choose a subject called logic." And I took her advice. I took up the subject logic. I did okay in that subject as well. I was never a good academic student. I cleared my 12th grade with 48%, my graduation with 47%. My father was very proud that I even cleared my exams. But the thing that I did was I carefully chose my major subject, psychology. I studied psychology, I understood human behavior, and I am still using psychology as part of my profession. As you know, I am a learning and development professional. I deal a lot with people. Their behavior is something that I have to observe and work with and train and coach. Being here in Toastmasters is also about working with human behaviors. And my degree in psychology is something that is helping me a lot. And therefore, my defining moment was that one sentence which she asked me, one question that she asked me, "Why don't you want to take up arts?" That one question shaped my entire life. I get goosebumps when I speak about it today. I still get goosebumps. I'm getting goosebumps even now. So, I'm sure each one of us, while crafting our personalities, have had our defining moments. I'd like to invite one of you, or two of you, or three of you, if you have, to speak about your defining moment. Which one is it? Anyone who'd like to volunteer? I think we have time for maybe two. Yes, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Ashwini. Over to you.
Yeah, I can go for it. So, by education, I'm an engineer. Little background to it. So, I did my schooling in my hometown. So, you can imagine this hometown as a small little town where there'll be only one private school where all the middle class kids will be going there, right? And the condition of this school is so bad, even English is taught in the local language. So for me, I did my education in Karnataka, so even for us English was taught in Kannada. So that was the kind of school that I got exposure to. Until 12th, I did my schooling there. So for me, my mindset, it was like, okay, I have to be a confident speaker. That is the goal of my life. This is what I want from my life. That's all. No money, nothing. That as simple. So and then yeah, with all this thought, I grew up, and in 12th, I was lucky enough to get good marks, and that helped me land in one of the finest colleges in Bangalore. So I did my engineering from Ramaya Institute of Technology. So coming from a small town with all these insecurities that I can't speak in English, I don't have good looks, I am not confident, all of that insecurities, I was like, this is the place for me to explore everything. I want to squeeze maximum out of this place. So I started off with volunteering with different clubs. I used to volunteer for NSS, NCC. Whenever I went there, my goal was I have to learn to speak good English. That was the only goal. So but then as the moments passed on, I realized, no, that's not what life is all about. There are multiple things. I'm so stuck to what I want in life. You have to be flexible is what I realized. So that's where even in my conversation, I told you, right, that I want to be like a water. So that was the moment that I realized, no, I should not be stubborn on one thing. Be open. It's just one life. You only live once. So that is when everything changed for me. And now today I live for the moment, and I love what I do. So yeah, that's my transformation, I would say.
Beautiful Toastmaster Ashwini. I think being malleable has made you the person that you are. What a fantastic journey that must have been. We have time for one more, and yes, Toastmaster Chaitra, over to you.
Thank you, Uttara. For me, the defining moment is, I'll leave that in suspense before I get there. I'll kickstart telling you what I thought initially was my defining moment and where I landed in.
Okay.
I assumed my defining moment would be building a career, becoming a lawyer, and then winning cases, getting better, making more money, and then settling in, making merry at every moment. But then landed here being a mother. Birthing Aradhya Olive, my little girl, 11 months ago, I would consider to be my defining moment.
Wow.
All the years, I definitely thought career would define me. But my little Olive made me realize that it is not the career which is going to define you. It's going to be the little human that you're going to give birth to is going to define you. Meaning, I'm not going to be there forever. And also made me realize that how important a human being is for another. Because the little touch that she gave me when she was born made me feel how worth it was all the effort that I had taken in. I initially thought the sacrifice was great. I even planned my pregnancy to be somewhere after 5 years, where all the all the insignificant elements that I now think of were all important back then. But that little girl, when she looked at me, I realized, oh my God, life is so beautiful. Just looking at a little kid, how dependent we are as human beings. As a single child, myself being, I really thought, what is life after my parents? What is life after everything at all? This little girl made me realize that our human life is all about giving. For now, as being a mother, I would say I'm a mischievous mother, a Gabby myself. I do not know how much I can contribute for this little child, but I know very well this one thing is my objective and is continue going to be is I'm going to practice refraining from stopping her from doing anything that she likes, refraining, taking a step back and giving her a spotlight. So she gets to fly however high she wants, however low she wants. She gets to decide her life. I think I need to thank my little child for redefining life for me, for telling me how career can be made as a utility to build life, but career will never become life. I need to thank my little one for that. This is my defining moment. Thank you.
If we were not on a virtual stage, I'd come and give you a hug for that beautiful, inspiring, the beautiful, inspiring, defining moment that you've shared. And I can tell you that all the mothers here were getting emotional. They have a lump in their throat. They almost want to cry out of joy because you so beautifully narrated your defining moment. And I didn't think it would get there. I'm not a mother to a human child. I'm a mother to a four-legged canine, and I do relate to the emotion that you'd want to do everything you can for your child. And I must thank you for bringing that up. Thank you, Toastmaster Chaitra. With that, I come to an end of the engagement part of being the partial Toastmaster of the day. And thank you for the opportunity. Even if it was last moment, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Back to you, Presiding Officer Toastmaster Renu Kaushal.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Uttara, for that interactive session and really a heartwarming session. Nevertheless, last minute, I think we should have you once more. I need that commitment from you now.
Of course, I will. Now that I'm feeling a little confident about it.
Yes, yes. Okay, that brings us to the end of the today's meeting. But before that, what has been long overdue is a standing ovation for our icebreaker speech, right? What should have come right after his speech? I want it to be now. Thank you, Toastmaster Sunil, for that entertaining speech. And yes, I should say, a very heartwarming once again, coming up with your uh, something like as personal as that, as like, what should I say? Like, it's again like I'm having a lump in my throat, coming up with your own shortcomings, right? That you cannot come over with. Okay. Today we also have our first time role taker, Toastmaster Ayesha Siddiqha. Toastmaster Ayesha, how was your experience today? I would like you to share that.
It was very nice. I'm very glad to meet you all, and especially ladies, those who are sharing their emotional moments. I'm very
Yes. It's all about self-expression, Toastmaster Ayesha. We would looking forward to more of you in the future meetings. A big round of applause for Toastmaster Ayesha for her first role. Now it's time for the polls to. I see the polls floating in front of the screens. I would request everybody to become actively participate in the polls. So, who is our favorite role player today? Is the GE? Is this the table topic master or the TMOD? Any guesses? The best role player, the favorite role player for today is our TMOD Uttara Sharma.
I have to share this glory with you, Toastmaster Rain.
Yes.
I don't think I would have been able to manage this alone, but thank you so much.
Thank you. We love to. Now it's time for our favorite evaluator. Yes. Who is it? Toastmaster Archana couldn't be included into the poll today because she overshoot her time. So who is the favorite role taker? Any guesses? Toastmaster Gaurii, Toastmaster Ritu, or Toastmaster Priya? I think all of them were my favorites, but today the best or the favorite evaluator is Toastmaster Priya. Congratulations, Toastmaster Priya. And now the last one. Who was the favorite table topic speaker of the meeting? There were so many, like, everybody spoke their heart out. So once again, it is Toastmaster Uttara Sharma. Congratulations, Toastmaster Uttara, for being the favorite table topic speaker in
Thank
today's
you.
meeting.
Like you can see, I'm jumping with joy, literally.
Okay, we are just left with one more poll to go. Yes. So who was the favorite auxiliary role taker for today?
It's a hat trick.
Yes, it's a hat trick.
Oh,
Yes, it is a hat trick. Yes.
Seriously?
The Zoom master, they really gave the lead. It is our Toastmaster Uttara Sharma, the language evaluator for today.
Thank
Very,
you.
very
Thank you.
congratulations, Toastmaster Uttara.
Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Thank you so much.
So can we,
So
Zoom moderator, can we spotlight everyone? Yes, yes, Gaurii.
Sorry. So when you do a good deed, when you go that extra mile, the universe conspires to make that special
Right.
to you.
Yes, I agree to that. I
No, but
agree.
I'm joking. It's not just the universe. It is also Toastmaster Uttara who did a
Yes.
fantastic job.
I'm blushy
Right.
right now.
Am I missing
Yes.
out somebody?
We didn't have a favorite speaker spot today because it was a favorite speaker poll today because it was our like icebreaker speech happening today, just for Toastmaster Pratibho to know that. So that brings us to the end of today's meeting. So thank you everyone for coming together. And yes, to Sergeant at Arms.
I want to break the policy by speaking at the end, just by expressing heartfelt gratitude to Rahul Swami for such a wonderful theme for today.
Yes.
Just brought us all together in crafting our personality, sharing our experiences. So heartfelt gratitude to Rahul for that
Right.
amazing theme.